Hello, learners. Welcome back to the Motivated Mind Zone.
Hey there, and welcome. It's great to be back and digging into something really practical today.
Absolutely. Today, we're doing a deep dive into a topic that is just so fundamental. Whether you have a job, you're looking for one, or you're just making small talk, how to talk about your work in English. Our mission really is to give you the tools and the confidence to explain what you do.
Exactly. And it's not about learning 1,000 new words. It's about having, maybe 20 key phrases that you can use correctly.
Yeah.
We're going to focus on the structures that make you sound clear and professional.
Right. Confidence, not confusion. That's the goal.
Yep.
So, okay, let's just test this out. A quick little conversational challenge. Imagine we just met. I'm going to ask you the classic question. Okay, let's unpack this. What do you do for work?
Great question. So I'm a web developer.
Yeah.
I design and build websites for companies. It's a lot of problem solving. And I get to work with some pretty cool tech tools.
See, that's perfect. It's clear, it's concise. You told me the title, what you do, and even that you enjoy it. Okay, my turn.
Go for it.
I work with different businesses to help them promote their products online. I create strategies for social media and digital campaigns. I love working with creative teams.
Perfect. And notice we both started with the simple title, but then we added a bit more, right? But to get there, you have to start with the foundation.
Exactly. So let's build that foundation. Let's start with the essential job title phrases. These are the most simple, most direct ways to say what you do.
Mm-hmm.
The first one, we both used it right off the bat, is just, I'm a job title.
Yeah, this is your baseline.
Mm-hmm.
It's so direct, everyone understands it. You can just say, I'm a teacher.
I'm a nurse.
I'm a graphic designer. Super simple.
But, you don't want to sound like a robot and use the same phrase over and over. So what's a good alternative?
A really good one that means the exact same thing is, I work as a job title.
Ah.
It just gives you a bit of variety. So I work as a software engineer, or I work as a chef. It flows really nicely.
That's a great tip. And I think that moves us perfectly into the next step, because saying I'm a graphic designer tells me what you are, but not really what you do.
Exactly. And that's where we get into talking about action. This is, for me, where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
This is how you move from just a title to, an engaging description that makes people curious. We need to use the power of verbs.
Strong action verbs. So what are the key ones that people should, keep in their back pocket?
Well, the sources highlighted a really good manageable list. Things like work, create, manage, design, teach, or help.
Okay, so let's connect those back to the jobs we mentioned.
Sure. So instead of just, I'm a graphic designer, you could say, I design websites.
Or for me, instead of I'm a marketing specialist, I could say, I help companies with marketing.
Yes. See how much clearer that is.
Yeah.
It makes your job description so much more concrete for the person listening.
Yeah.
You're not just a title. You're someone who does something.
Right. It's the difference between I have a job and this is the value I provide.
That's it. Exactly.
Okay, so we've got the title and we have the action. The next piece of the puzzle is where. Where does all this happen?
Location and context. Super important. There are two main phrases you'll hear for naming your company.
Right. I work at company name and I work for company name. I hear them both all the time. Is there a real difference?
For everyday conversation, not really. They're pretty much interchangeable.
Okay.
But if you want to get technical, I work at often just refers to the place, the entity. I work for can sometimes emphasize the employer-employee relationship a bit more. But honestly, either one is perfectly fine.
Good to know. And what about, in this day and age when not everyone works at a company building?
It's a huge point. The phrase, I work remotely, is absolutely essential now. And you can add detail, like I work remotely from home, or my company is fully remote. It just gives that extra layer of context that's so common now.
That makes a lot of sense. So we have the title, the action, the location. But, a real conversation isn't just about facts. It's about connection.
It is. It's about adding a bit of personality. And this is where you can show how you actually, feel about your job.
So it's not just what you do, but whether you like it.
Precisely. After you give your main description, like I design websites, You can add a little something extra.
Okay, so like I enjoy or I love.
Yes, exactly. So you can say, I design websites and I really enjoy the creative part of it. Or for you, I create social media strategies and I love working with creative teams.
It humanizes it. It makes you more than just your job description.
hmm And you could even mention things you don't like in a more casual setting, of course. Something like, I don't like all the paperwork can actually be really relatable.
Right, it opens up the conversation. Okay, so this is the point where we need to put this into practice. This isn't just for listening.
No, absolutely not. The only way these phrases stick is if you actually use them. We know it can feel a little strange speaking out loud if you're not used to it, but it's the most important step.
It really is. So we want you to pause this deep dive in just a moment. We want you to pick a job. It can be your job, or maybe a job you want to have, and say the phrases out loud.
hmm Go through the whole list we've built. Start with the title, then the action verb, then maybe where you work, and add one thing you enjoy about it.
So it's something like, I'm a job title, I verb, I work at company, and I enjoy. Just try to say it.
Pausing the audio now and actually doing it will help so much to overcome that mental block.
Okay, so take a moment and do that now.
All right. Having that structure ready in your mind makes it so much easier when you're in a real conversation.
It really does. Okay, moving on. We've talked a lot about the present, but sometimes you need to talk about what you did before.
Yes, talking about the past, this is so critical for job interviews, but also just for, telling your story.
And this is where the grammar has to be right.
It does.
Yeah.
But the structures are actually pretty simple once you know them.
Hmm.
The first way is just to use the simple past tense of those action verbs we talked about.
So instead of, I manage a team, I'd say.
I managed a team, or I created financial reports in my last job. You're just changing the verb to the past tense. Simple.
Okay, that makes sense. And what about for the title itself? What's the best way to say you were something?
The phrase used to is your best friend here. It's so good because it clearly signals that this is in the past and not true anymore.
Ah, right. So instead of just, I was a teacher, which is okay.
You could say, I used to work as a teacher. It just has a better flow and makes it very clear. Or I used to be a graphic designer before I moved into management.
Used to. Got it. That's a really powerful one to have.
It really is. It gives you total control over telling your career story, moving between the past and the present really smoothly.
And that transition is so important, especially in an interview. You need to connect your past experience to the job you want now.
You do. You need a bridge. After you say, I used to manage projects, you can add a phrase like, and that experience led me to pursue a career in.
Ooh, I like that. Led me to.
Or, now I'm hoping to use those skills in. It just connects the dots for the listener. It shows you have a plan.
That is such a great strategic way to put it all together, from a simple title to a whole career narrative.
And that really brings us toward the end of our deep dive. Our goal here was to give you the language, the actual phrases and grammar, to feel way more confident talking about work.
We've covered a lot. The best ways to state your title, using those strong verbs to show your value, talking about where you work.
And even adding personality, and then, of course, how to talk about your past jobs. You really do have the whole toolkit now.
But the key is practice. That little exercise we had you do. Keep doing that.
Yes, repetition is what builds confidence.
Yeah.
It moves the knowledge from your head to, your mouth so it comes out naturally.
And to connect all this to the bigger picture, we want you to think about what comes next for you. If you are looking for a job, what kind of job are you hoping to get?
That's a great final thought. Try to write down a description for that dream job. Use these structures we talked about today. The verbs, the phrases. Describe what you hope to be doing.
The clearer you can describe it in English, the clearer that path becomes.
Absolutely. Say it out loud. Practice it. Confidence will follow, I promise.
Thanks so much for joining us for this deep dive. We really hope this helps you in your next conversation.
Yeah, we really do. And if you found it useful, please share it with anyone else you know who's learning English.
And don't forget to subscribe so you can keep building your skills with us. We have a lot more planned.
Take care, everyone, and we'll see you next time.
Bye for now.